But yeah, so to move on to the sequel, right? Jaws: The Revenge, Jurassic Park 2. We get to the Return of Cooler, which is a confusing name, right? Because you have the Revenge of Cooler and then the Return of Cooler. And it's like you could have easily swapped these out and done something different in the naming convention, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, quick synopsis. This movie 1000% breaks the continuity because Dende is the guardian of the Earth, which made no sense at this point in terms of where we were in the storyline. Wow. This metal planet of what seems like a metal planet comes to infiltrate the new Namek, starts draining it of its natural resources. Robots show up to take captors to fuel this star, the Big Getty star. Then they calls out to Goku for help. Goku, Master Roshi, who shows up again in these movies, right? Shows up. Yajirobe, Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin show up on the planet to free it from the star. Just to Tim's point earlier, just know what type to fix the mistakes of the previous movie. Metacooler shows up immediately. So him and Goku go off. Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin are scrambling against androids. It's a beautiful scuffle, and then Goku and Metacooler get to it. Vegeta gets involved at a certain point. Everyone else kind of gets captured. Goku and Vegeta beats quote unquote Metacooler, only for him to be replaced by about 100 of him. And they wake up in the middle of the Getty star. They see Cooler's core, which is pretty much just his head and his brain. He forms an artificial body. Goku uses plot no jutsu to somehow get the power to make a ball of light that blows up Cooler from the inside. Roll credits. So I'll start with this one. I think in terms of plot, again, to Jory's point, it's simple but effective. Like the stakes get explained immediately. The Big Getty Star thing is a bit of a reach for me, right? I'm like, this random chip in space was just harvesting organic data and just made this sentient being that Cooler overpowered and controlled. Yeah, sure.
Whatever, it's basically
right?
like Jory said, Brainiac.
Yeah, right. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. This is how you want to make the mecha version of Mecha Frieza, but with Mecha Cooler, whatever. I like the fact that the henchmen are essentially just an assembly line of robots. Like it's not this.
There's no recruiting. There's no
recruiting. It almost feels like Terminator in utilization of like, bro, they're just fighting machines who just you can't just beat them by overpowering them either. You have to punch them with all your energy towards a specific point in their body to break them apart. I think it was done well. It allowed the rest of the cast to do something that still made them feel useful, while allowing Goku to do his thing. I do think that the fights were a little short, right? If I had to nitpick, but it makes up for it in brutality, bro. If you had never had watching back the episode we did about Dead Zone, when Tim was like, "You're fighting for your life." If you had any question in your mind that Cooler was trying to kill Goku, this was the movie that solidified it. He was trying to murder this man, like any chance he got. Oh, you know instant transmission? I know instant transmissions too. What's up?
No, it was the way he said it. Like, because he tried to hit Goku with the supernova
out the gate,
and then he is like, oh, that technique. He's like, yes, it's called instant transmission. He's like, I know, it's one of my favorite techniques. So and then within 1 second, it just gets. So that means, Darren, when we initially fought, you had this in your arsenal already.
I don't think he did. I think it was acquired with the whole memory of the Big Getty Star. Because if he had it, then he would have just instant transmission from the sun. It wouldn't have made sense. Like, why get caught in your own blast at that point? I don't think he did.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just, bro, he's trying to kill this man. Like, every fight scene is like Goku barely escaping with his life. Like, we see the fight, clashes, punches through Cooler. Cooler regenerates the arm, makes the arm stronger, crushes Goku's neck,
improves the design.
On the spot.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's crazy.
He's seeing them through the technology. He's using eye blast, sends Vegeta's spine to the next realm when Vegeta shows up. There was just so many things in this movie of bro, they it's like they took the notes of the feedback they got from the crowd in the first movie and said, "All right, bet," and just
No, there was a part
dialed it up.
where he grabbed Vegeta by the mouth and he was about to blow
kill
his
him.
head off. Like, bro, if Goku didn't come with that 2-second kick, he would have been like,
Bro, he was trying to murder these dudes, bro. Murder them. Straight murder. So
Man, yeah. No, you good.
Yeah, so it's just that was just kind of like my thing of like, bro, it's like again, it's like you took this concept because of course by this point we've established Mecha Frieza. It's like you even took Mecha Frieza and made him better again. Like this is one of the things where it's like the copy and paste thing is usually the thing we critique about Dragon Ball. I'm like, no, if this is what y'all was on,
that chrome finish, like when he pulled up the first time, like when they was looking at him, they was like, wait, what? And that Namekian sun was just gleaming, like, bro, just gleaming.
Triple platinum in the streets, bro.
But then, even on a story aspect, like, you could tell how smart that was. Like, how do I draw them out? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was a Namekian. Oh, yeah, the Namekians, they found a new planet. Oh,
so if I go to there, he'll show up.
Once again, something that makes sense.
Cooler is a problem, dog.
Yeah, and even just the whole thing of like, you think about again your child brain of like a plot twist, right? Of like normally you see a villain get defeated, like when Vegeta like finger blasts Cooler to the heavens, you're like, bro, they did it. Senzu beans and high fives all around, and you see the rock just fall off the cliff,
and you just see an army.
That's the first time my heart dropped. I said, "Yo, y'all spent all this time for what?
All that for a drop of blood."
Yeah. And then they rush. I said,
the fact that they didn't even show the fight of how bad they got beat up.
Yeah,
you didn't need, but that's how effective it was. You didn't need to.
You didn't need to.
You just see them
strung up on strings. I'm like, terrifying. They look up. There's more. I was like, yo, I was like, this is steak. This is what you call steaks, man.
To be honest, when I was in high school, I had that as a wallpaper when they were both worn out.
I don't blame
you. See them coming down the mountain.
One of them just sliding down the mountain.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, you could just fly to him, but you won.
Yep. And it's like, go ahead. It's just
that's such a cooler thing for him to do. Yeah.
And you just like not because we just saw Goku and Vegeta team up for the first time ever, right? If you think about Dragon Ball Z, this is the first time we've seen Goku and Vegeta fighting together on screen, doing these dual attacks,
losing, and the entrance. The Vegeta entrance on the chalkboard for best entrances, dog. For best entrances for a mixtape. Vegeta, this is the first. This is the first. Hey, yo, man, Vegeta body that entrance, man.
The drop kick to the neck.
Yeah, he did what Kanye did on Lil Wayne's Lollipop remix. That's what he did, man.
Yeah, and the drop kick to the neck, boy, man. So that's essentially my thoughts. I just feel like this is probably a 9 out of 10 for me. My only critique is like the art is a little wonky in this movie for whatever reason. Like whoever animated it, like there's a couple of shots where it just looks off.
Oh, don't worry. We're getting our remakes.
No, I know. Yeah. Like the art's a little off in certain places, but as far as like execution from beginning to end, I was well pleased. What are y'all thoughts?
I gave it an 8. Yeah, like even like the past games, like Metal Cooler was one of my favorite characters to play as, bro. Like it's just that design. Like even though like he didn't come back in his final form, it's just like you didn't care. You didn't care. Yeah. Like this form was such an appealing masterpiece. It's like wow, bro. And it's the fact that he made himself his own henchman. He made drones of himself. Like the fact that y'all did all of that and you didn't even realize the real one is inside the ship. It's just a piece of flesh attached to wires. And it's like, bro, that is crazy. Now, how they defeated him, that's still a bit.
Yeah. It's a little,
It was whack.
convoluted. It was a little convoluted.
It was whack. It got me hot.
A little convoluted.
It got me hot. I'm like, yo, you didn't have a fail safe for this? But you know, that's what really got me hot. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, it was like,
and not only that, it was the fact that they're half dead. He's like, I've drained you of your energy, and they're like, nope, no, you didn't. Just kidding. And then
we still have chakra left, Sasuke.
We Saiyans have no limits. What do you mean?
No, man, but it was great, man. It was great.
Dog, this is a strategy, dog. Them boys not looking cool at all. They're like, yo, we did it, dog. Triple overtime. LeBron got the pass by an accident and passed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is that, man. For me, man, yeah, like I'm not gonna stay too long on it, man, but I think there was a lot of scenes that stuck out to me, but a lot of funny scenes. I think there was a scene where they all got captured on the ship as Gohan picked Krillin, and then they're like, are you ready? And the robot comes out of nowhere. Ready for what? I'll chop you up. What? I'm going to chop you up for data. And they start losing, they start freaking out. That to me was tears.
When
I wasn't expecting it.
Him and he was like, you have a lot of energy. You can go first.
Like, I was just like, oh, this was hilarious, dog. And I'm like, man, when Dragon Ball Z does Slice of Life, it's that's why those are some of my favorite episodes. It's not the fighting episodes, man. And I hate the fact that I say that, but it is, man. So but to get to the point of the movie, man, when Cooler and Goku both do the instant transmission, and they doing the run, and after that,
the dance,
he teleports inside the instant transmission and grabs. When I saw that, I started standing up again. I said, "Nah, this dog, he 2 for 2, man. He villain of the slams Goku on the dog. It disintegrates, and I'm like, dog, this is crazy." Then Goku's about to, there was a gut punch that Goku had to experience.
I forgot about that.
That gut punch, man. I've never felt. Didn't he roll on the floor?
Yeah.
After man, and then Cooler just standing like Michael Jackson, dog, looking at him like, oh man, I like that right there. The design, man, and then. The one thing I liked about Cooler is like he's not all the way silver. There's parts that's a different colored metal, and it just makes the design look even more phenomenal. And so with the fight going on, Vegeta jumps in. Then it's like, Vegeta's now in the part of the party. But man, what that leg drop? That when he caught Vegeta leg, man, I said, "Oh my goodness." Oh,
and he
man.
like to 10's point, he didn't get a chance to scream. As he's screaming in pain, Cooler's grabbing his face. I'm like,
no,
bro.
But Goku's neck was almost snapped in half, man. He grabbed like it was clothing, like he was grabbing a coat. Goku's neck. I'm like, yo, if he wasn't a Saiyan, dog, and Benito, man. But yeah, man, when it gets to the part where they finally lose, the cliffside part where there's 1,000 Coolers, I was like, man, this felt like the Matrix, where it's Morpheus and Trinity looking at Miss Agent Smith. It's done. Give up. So now they're in the ship and like, I had a hard time. Like, okay, so why would you tell them all this anyway? But
yeah.
Why would you tell him all this?
90s villain, bro. 90s villain exposition.
Why would you tell him this? And then so now I'm looking at Cooler. I'm like, Cooler, like you didn't think to build yourself a superb body to like you didn't have to stay like this. So I'm like, he didn't think of making himself a superb body to where that regular Cooler, where he could have his final form probably would have looked a little bit more enhanced, and now he would have made more sense. But they didn't do that at all. So I was just like, okay, that was a missed opportunity. But that's why that movie's probably not in I don't like it as much as the first one. But it's there. I give it an 8. Because of that scene, because of how it ended, was just like it was so. I felt like cheated, man. Like, all right, let's finish up in 30 minutes.
That's a fair critique.
Yeah,
That's a fair
so
critique.
that's where I kind of left it because I'm like, no, Cooler would have had a failsafe. If this guy can think enough to build minions of himself, why didn't he say, yo, I'm gonna give myself a body that doesn't even get affected by Blaster Sun? Something like that. Because the Big Getty Star is taking over the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think of a failsafe, so this doesn't happen again. You don't seem like the guy that lets the same thing happen twice, you know? And so yeah, that's where I left it. But yeah,
No,
that's it.
that's a fair critique. I
Yeah.
have no rebuttal. I mean, that's fair.
It.
I think they could have handled the ending a little bit better.
I and I actually like the Big Getty Star. It's actually cool.
It's a great concept.
It's random.
It's just random. Yeah. It just the way you're like a random chip in space. Like what?
It's just random.
Yeah, the SD card just had unlimited storage, and you're just like, huh?
Quantabytes.
Tim, you got any thoughts on this movie before we move
on? No, bro. Like we pretty much covered all the same points because, like, I did realize this was a much more shorter movie than the other ones. It was very straightforward to the plot, to the end type of feel, and I felt like it was a good conclusion to Cooler. Like, they're like, all right, y'all wanted some more action? We gave it to y'all. The technique was there, the brutality was there, the seriousness of the fights was there, the comic relief was there. It was a good.
Who directed that one, by the way? They're like unmatched when it comes to stakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it's one of again upon rewatch. I've always enjoyed it, but upon rewatch, I'm like through adult eyes, I'm like this movie was fantastic.
Yep.
Well worth the blockbuster rental at the time.
Yeah. Oh man, what them trips to Blockbusters was A1, man. That was the greatest Friday ever. Greatest Fridays ever, man. Pizza,
man.
Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yeah.
Saturday, the next day. Man.
Yeah.